Hi, welcome back. So I was watering my regular houseplants and I realized we haven't looked at the regular houseplants in some time. So let's just start right here where we're at. So right here is the zigzag plant, and as you can see, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 new growths coming on her. And then this Syndapsis right here is starting to climb her way across the top of this mirror that I have here. And I have this big mirror here. I have this big mirror here to reflect light back into the living room. Here we have what is left of, oh, my string of bananas. I almost forgot what it was. Yeah, I think it's time to say bye-bye. I'm not sure what happened. She used to hang on the wall, and now, well, there she is. And here is my Nanook that I put in here that is not doing anything. She's not dying, so hopefully in the spring she'll pick up and take off. I'll put her probably closer to the window over there. And then my Dieffenbachia is doing really well. She's doing really well now. Look how much she's grown. I also put her in a bigger pot because I had her in a little 4-inch nursery pot, so I moved her into this bigger pot, hoping that maybe she'll stabilize herself a little bit more. As you can see, she's still kind of strapped in. And then this is the, oh, I forgot what it was called, but it's the one that my daughter, oh, here we go. There's a whole tag in there, Trish. My banana Croton that my daughter bought me for Mother's Day last year. And speaking of my daughter, so we did get to see her, and here's my mask, since we don't live in the same household, and her job, she works with the public, I work with the public. We thought it'd be best to wear masks, and that really sucks that you can't hug your own child. I am bottom watering. This is how I water my houseplants. I just put a little bit of water in this bowl, and then I just set them in there, let them absorb. I fill the top, and it's just at the top, so we'll go ahead and put her back where she belongs. If I don't trip over my water down here that I've been preparing. So let me put her back up here. So she hangs right here underneath the Barnacle Sansevieria type that I only water this probably once a month, if that. And this one and the zigzag plant I've been watering about once a week is about the average right now. All right, so let's go over here. You just have to excuse my mess. Oh, I'm preparing some more leca for possibly my sherry babies and then a couple other plants, and it was just cheaper to buy a bigger bag. So they're currently in their soak. I'll have to take them out, drain them, boil it again. It's not quite ready. Let's see, what house plants do we have over here? Oh, the Thanksgiving cactus or the Christmas cactus. It's one of them, but as you can see, it is putting on some new leaf growth here. So I'm watering it, but not a whole lot. She's lightly being watered. And then my Ginseng Ficus, I added some soil to it because it was kind of low. And if you look at her trunk right here, let me just come down here. If you look at her trunk, you can kind of see she's kind of shriveled up. See how it's kind of, you can see the shriveling in there. I let it get too dry. So she has been watered. And then the, oh, this one, I can't ever say this name. That seems to be my lot in life. But this one here is, I mean, it's winter time. They're not doing very much. It's cool. They're warm growers. This one here, I finally cut off the flower spike. And this was sold to me as an Echeveria Shavina. So, not sure. But I hope she blooms again. And then my little baby Sansevieria here, the little bonicles. And we just looked at the amaryllis and the African violets over here. Down here we have the Bromeliad that is doing rather well, seeing where she's at. She doesn't get a whole lot of light, but I guess the light is enough that those leaves are continuing to grow and staying variegated. My Star of Bethlehem is continuing to push out her new growths. And then here, which we did look at the Echeveria in the previous video, but what I did is I cut off one of the growths took the rosette off, and then this one here, I just kind of broke the rosette off. And I have placed them in that pot there for right now, so they can kind of root themselves in. I did that probably yesterday, maybe. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was right after I did the yesterday's video. I did that, and I'm going to wait until tomorrow to water it. And again, I'll just water it from the bottom, put it in the little tubs, let it absorb, and then call it a day, and won't water it again until it's completely dry. And the reason I'm doing that is to make sure that the ends are completely calloused off. And then this little strange thing here that is growing, I still don't know what it is. And we were looking at the alocasia yesterday as well. Her leaf, rubber tree plant. And just a little trick about the rubber tree plants, or about the Elastica ficuses in general. If you want to keep them kind of in control and not get too big, don't keep uppotting them when they outgrow their pot. Like, you can take them out, clean their little roots off, and then put them back in the same pot, and they won't get as big as fast. I mean, they're still going to get big, but not as fast. And then the mother-in-law's tongue is still doing rather well over there. And I think that's all the house plants I have on this side. Oh, and I lied. So here's another Syndapsis. She's starting to crawl up here really well as dangle down here. And I'll have to cut her shortly because she is trying to take over the Shara babies. And then, of course, the Tridescanthias that hang up here. Probably at the beginning of March is when I'm going to transfer my Thanksgiving cactus over here and move can't even speak. Tridescanthia. I was trying to say Tridescanthia and Sansevieria all at one time. Around, and this is probably the one that I'll keep. And then, because this one looks a little more scraggly, I'll probably just let her go. And then my Pothos here. It's a jade Pothos, but she is also growing up. I've had her about 9 months to a year. I can't remember exactly, but she came as a little leaf cutting from the one at my job. All right, so let's go to the other side of the room and see what's over there. Before we go over there, here's my Draconia that is putting on lots and lots of new growth. I did use some tap water a couple of weeks ago before I got the zero water. And this is kind of what happens. Do you see that leaf tip dieback there? That's what happens when you use tap water. They don't like tap water. Ever since I've been using the purified water, her leaf tips are doing much better, as you can see. Let's see, do this one, see? And then the jade, the little baby jade, is just slowly growing, doing her thing. All right, now let's go see what else is going on. All right, so I do have ZZ over here that she's still got the same growth and looks like she needs some water. Do you see the leaves are all shriveled? Again, it's watering day for the houseplants. My Peperomia Silver Frost, and then my green bean plant. I took her out from underneath the shelf I had her on because she was kind of getting a little leggy because she was reaching for the light. So I've recently moved her over here. Plus, I think she just adds some nice texture to this little spot here. And then the aloe is still doing all right here, even with right back here, the vent kind of blows up on her. But since she is a warm grower, I don't think that's affected or I don't see any leaf tip dieback or anything like that on her. And then this here is an aloe as well. It's just a different type of aloe that is, I just love her growth. I just love her growth. She's got that wild look to her. I like the way she's growing. I really do. And then I have another Peperomia Frost that is part of when I split up my big plant. But she's got some, you can see them. That's her inflorescence. I know, very not impressive. Normally I just take them off. And then up here we have a golden pothos and the bamboo. I've got two different type of bamboo in there, and it's taking up over the ceiling there. And then another pothos, and they need to be, let me get it down. They need to be dusted. See how dusty it is? Take it over here and show you real quick. Hold on. But see how dusty? You can see where the dust is. Let me show you how I fix that. I just put them in the sink, And turn the water on until I get warm water, where it's not cold, but it's not hot. It's that, I guess you would call it tepid water. And then what I do is I just spray them down. You can see that. And then this is how I water them as well. And this is how you keep your leaves clean. This is one of the things I love about houseplants. You can do this with your houseplants and not worry about crown rot and root rot and all that rotting stuff like you would with your orchids. Wouldn't dare do this with my orchid. Now I know there are some people with their orchids, they do take them out and spray them down on a nice windy day. I'm not that brave. And we have a sad story. So my Staghorn Fern, I totally forgot about it, totally neglected it, and this is what happened. She died. Might replace her, haven't decided yet. And then we have one more right here. This is another Pothos that she started off as 2 leaves. And as you can see, she's got a few more. She's growing a lot slower because the light that she gets, this light right here that you see, this is pretty much what she gets in the morning, and then she'll get it again in the afternoon. And then it's just kind of a darker corner, but she'll grow and eventually she'll hang down and be very nice here in my little coffee station. And this is the other Thanksgiving cactus. I did turn her around simply because she was growing kind of upright, as you can see. So turned her around, she's starting to lay down, and she's still got some buds. I believe they've all blasted, but I did see a couple of new leaf growths on her on the other side. But let's talk about the elephant in the back. Okay, so we have the watermelon peperomia. We've got some dead begonias. We've got some more dead begonias back there. I'm just going to go ahead and toss them out and just start over. I'm just going to start over with the begonias. Oh, wait a minute. Is there one back there? There's one back there that looks like she's trying. But I think I'm just going to let them all go and start over with maybe the more rhizomous begonias. The cane begonias, they're pretty, but they get too tall and they're, I don't know, they're just too finicky. I think I'm going to try some rhizomous begonias this season and see if I like that better. I will be keeping the peperomia back there, watermelon peperomia. I do need to definitely water her. And then the Pilea peperomiitis, well, she looks good. She was rather droopy, as you can see, and she's starting to perk back up, as you can see on the top ones. I did water her earlier. All right, well, that is it, guys. I don't have as many houseplants as I used to, but let's just come down and let's leave you with some blooms of the amaryllis and the African violet. Oh, wait a minute. I have some African violets right behind me I forgot about. So this is the one that I potted down a little bit lower, and her leaves are starting to go down. As well as the smaller one, this one here. I potted her a little bit lower, so her leaves are starting to flatten out as well. So far, the only blooms that we do have over here are from the minis. So I got this little pink one here, and she's a single bloomer. Still very, very pretty. And then the propagated ones. And this one right here is the one that the leaf got really droopy for a while, but has picked itself up, so I'm hoping she makes some pups soon. This one here is one from one of the minis. I just don't know which one, but she's growing her few little pups she's got in there. And then this is a propagation from the big white one. And then we have this one here that is what they call a double bloomer. If you can kind of see, she kind of has a fuller bloom. So those right there are starting to go over, but I will let them completely die off before that. And then those there. So this is actually my favorite one outside of the purple one and the white one. Well, I guess they're all my favorite, but I like the way she starts off kind of pink, and then she shows off her variegation there and gets a little bit lighter. Just a really pretty, interesting one. All right, now that's all the houseplants. I really have narrowed down my houseplants, haven't I? I might want to think about getting a few more just to kind of fill in some slots. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I've got some in the cool down room, but they're not much to look at either. I'll wait until they get a little perkier, and maybe we'll look at those next month. Everyone have a wonderful day. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday, and I will see you on the next one.